All right, hi. The Altoona Car Shop, 12th Street Car Shop, diagram brake arrangement rods and levers, ECS, Altoona Car Shop, sketch number 481. All right, here you have your brake pin size. Another brake pin size. Let me go review this. Alright, you have your A, your 3/8 of an inch, and then E, the length to the pin rod hole. B is the diameter of the pin. L is the length from the bolt head to the end of the pin. That's a 3/8 of an inch by 3/16 of an inch shimmy. And it goes through the scales of them. Once again, A, 3/8 of an inch, E to the pinhole, B, the width of the pin, L, the length of the pin from the head to the end of the pin, 3/8 of an inch and a 3/16 of an inch shimmy, alright, B and A, these are the handbrake housing, chain, bell, and crank connection rods. B is the width in between the connection rod and A. Alright, for your bell crank chain, you have 2.5 inch links at 15.5 inches from 6 links at 9.5 inches, 2.5 inch lengths. Let me go back. Then your Equipment Co. handbrake, 7 links, 4 3/4 and 16th of an inch on the one end, 3 15/16 of an inch on the other end, for a total of 20 38 of an inch. Champion handbrake, you got 3 links at 9.5 inch lengths, 4 3/16 of an inch and 3 5/16 of an inch. Your Recco handbrake has 6 links, 9.5 inches, 18 inches long, 4.5 by 3 inches. Equipo handbrake with bell crank E339, 9.5 inches, 8 links, 4 3/16 of an inch and 3 5/16 of an inch. Your universal with bell crank, 8 links, 9.5 inches, and an end of 2 5/8 of an inch, for a total of 16 5/8 of an inch. Ajax hand, superior hand, Clayson hang, champion handbrake. Your H30 equipped bell crank, your H30 universal bell crank, your classing number, your Recco, Ajax universal bell crank equipped bell crank, champion hopper car bell crank for hopper cars. All right, the first 3 are for box cars. You got your Equipo handbrake and your Recco. You got your Equipo handbrake with bell crank, universal bell crank, Ajax handbrake, super handbrake, casing handbrake, champion handbrake. Hypercars, H30 equipment bell crank, H30 universal bell crank, classing, Ureco, Ajax universal bell crank, equipment bell crank, H30 champion. Alright, you have your bell crank chain for gondola cars, the A Equipo, the Classing, and the Universal. Your H bell crank chain for H31, H31A, H131B, H21E cars. Equipment bell crank number 339, Universal bell crank M1694, Universal bell crank M2046 and E403. Champion, Classing, Superior, Ureco, and alright, this is the flat car, FGR, GR brake rods, levers. Starts out, you got 2 number 1s at 16 inches, brake rod, and then like a lever 28 and 28 at these ends, and then 45 and at 10, 11.5, and 42 at 10 and 5.5. A 40 and a 70 brake lever, with a rod number 87, 3 foot 7 inches. Also, your air brake cylinder, your main cylinder connected to the 78 brake pin and 70. All right, your FGRA, GRA flat car brake rod and lever. Also, your number 1/16 inches. You have your number 25 brake lever, 12 inches and 11 inches. 51 brake rod, 12 and 6 3/4. 49 brake rod, 12 foot. 40 and 70 brake lever. Well, both ends of the brake cylinder. 87 in the middle of the and 78. So we're just going to go. These are your badge plates, so they should be badge plated on there. You can check out the different brake diaphragms. Like this one has 16, 19, and then 42 and 44. Number 40 and a 70 on the brake rod and the brake cylinder. Number piston rod 87, which is redundant. Your chain, 19-inch chain. Your 78-inch brake rod, and then going end to end in 249. All right, you have your number 1, your number 25, your 19 to 23 and 15, then 19 and 96 in the middle of 93 connection rod, fulcrum lever 19 and connected to the brake cylinder, while the number 96 is checked to the belt crank chain. Alright, this is your brake rod and lever to the handbrake, number 27070 connection rod, then hooked up to the X to the to the brake lever truck, on the brake cylinder, also on the brake cylinder on the other side of the truck, brake cylinder number X, same thing, mirrored. F29 brake rod. You have 2 foot 8 on your A and 2 DC, which is your circumference and your brake lever to the connection rod. A chain, 7-inch number 7 chain, 9 foot 10 inches long to the handbrake. This lever is also worked to the brake cylinder on the open-ended car. Shows the same at both ends. Alright, this is the brake adjustment plate. F30 brake rods. We're still in flat cars. As you can see, the chain to your handbrakes connected to the connection rod number 236 to lever 235, and then another chain to 64. While at the front and the back, 64 has a rod from in between the 64s. To the brake cylinders. Also, you have 15.5 inches brake rod to your 2 fulcrums at 10.5 and 7.5 inches, and 22.5 inches length flat car brake. Your flat car 30A brake rod levers with PR standard handbrake. Like you see, the fulcrum number 30 inches. 30 is inched into both number 28 connection rods, lever 40, connection rod 87. The lever 40 is connected to the back of the brake cylinder, where the chain is also connected to a number 25 and a number 2 connection rod, number 2 and 148. Alright, F30A brake rods, multiple power handbrake. Number 33, 98, and 40 and 87 are the same as on other flat cars, but like different lengths. Your number 40 fulcrum levers hooked up to the connection, number 40 connection rod. That connection rod is followed out by a 103 connection rod. Alright, flat car number 30A brake rod and levers after May 1st, 1939. You have a 14 foot and 1 inch handbrake with 2 fulcrum levers at 20 inches and 34 inches, which is a little off-size diagram here. Different connection rod length going into 2 fulcrum levers, one at the end of the brake cylinder, the other one took to a chain connection rod to another fulcrum that's 6 inch by 24 inches, the number 103. Alright, this flat car brake brake rod and lever has a number 78 and two levers at 14, 16 inches. A king slack adjuster. The back of one of the fulcrums from the 78 side of the lever is into the back of the cylinder. That cylinder has a handbrake chain going to the number 40 and another fulcrum that's 24 inches by 6 inches long and 103 103 connection rod that is 9 foot 10 inches. For your flat car brake rod levers, you have a number 1 lever that's 16 inches long, two 33 lever fulcrum levers that are 33 inches, number 33, 265 levers, two 118 levers, a connection rod at 88, and the 118 on the left is hooked up to the back of the brake cylinder. The brake cylinder there is and follows to a fulcrum 25 and 239. Alright, your F33 brake rod levers brake on each 6-wheel truck. You see the brake cylinder hooked up to the X lever. The X lever is then the number 1 brake the lever connection rod number 1, and then into brake lever 2 brake lever number 2 on brake rods 2 and 3. And the chain from number 1 goes from the brake cylinder to the brake shaft. Alright, this one's a little more complicated. This is for open-ended cars shown in the same both ends. This is a flat car design. You have your following from the left, you have a brake rod going into connection rod number 2, and then from brake rod number 1, you have a number 9 red connection rod to a number 7 connection rod to another number 7. Then running around the outside of the brake cylinder, you have a connection rod number 6 and 8. 6 goes into number 6 and 13, number 6 fulcrum with a connection rod number 12 and 13, hooked up to a fulcrum lever that is connected to number 4 and 3 are connected to connection rod number number 10, lever number 5, the pulling the chain, the hand cord, and also number 7 goes to the connection rod number 8, and then number 1A to number 2. Alright, brake rods. One end of the car shown, same at both ends. You have your brake cylinder, level 1, handbrake chain, number 4 connection rod, number 2 fulcrum, hooked to 2 brake brake levers, number 3 and number 3. Also, two inner connection rods are number 6, and the 2 outer connection rods are number 5. Flat car F36. Brake rod, number 5 connection rods that are 10 foot long, connected to lever 2 to the number 4 connection rod 8 through number 6. Number 3 through number 6 connection rod number 6, and the chain is from the number 6 fulcrum and number 1 cylinder to the number 6, 7, and 6 to the number 9 chain. The number 9, 6, 7 chain reversal side, also with 2 brake cylinders. It's flipped around. There's 2 number 5 connection rods to the number 2 fulcrum that goes to number 3 and pulls on number 1 brake rod chain that goes, the connection rod goes 6, 7, 6, 9, and then, or 6, 7, 6, 9. And there's one more flat car. Alright, you see the brake cylinder, it's number 2 fulcrum, or number 2 lever and connection rod to chain connection rod to number 2 lever and connection rod number 1, turning number 1 lever to number 2 rod, and that's flipped around on the other side. For brake, see, alright, your gondolas. Or GLA brake rods and levers for old-style hopper cars. Alright, starting from the left, you have number 323 connection rod to number 24 fulcrum or lever, connected with 2 number 14 connection rods and another fulcrum with the middle connection rod at number 34. Then to another 2 lever, which is held by the number 214 connection rods, number 12 fulcrum, and then on the right side you see the number 21 fulcrum or lever There's not a fulcrum. A lever. Number 21 lever goes to connection rod number 141 to lever 55, which is on the brake cylinder. Number 406, and this chain fails, and the chain to the hand brake goes from connection rod number 144. Alright, your gondola brake rods and levers. For rod CE, and alright, you have a 16-inch brake rod going into the number 129 lever to a number 1 connection rod to a number 19 lever with a chain connection from the 19 lever to the 130 lever, and then the 130 goes to the 131 at the end of the brake cylinder, and the 130 cylinder brake rod, or 130 lever and brake rod number 3 has 2 chains on it going to the handbrake. Gondola brake diagram, GLE brake rod levers. Number 27 lever, number 405 connection rod to another number 27 lever, which has a connection rod 142. The lever 135 is to the brake cylinder, and at the end of the connection between the 142 and the 135 brake rod and lever with 135 has a handbrake chain on it. Alright, the gondola GLA brake rod levers, number 32 brake rod, 28 and 407, 228 levers. In between that, there found a connection rod 407, number 144, 5/16 of an inch, going to brake lever number 55 and connection rod 406 with a handbrake chain to the number 144 connection rod and lever 55. Alright, your gondola GLC, GLCA, GLCB brake rod and lever, number 32, 320 brake rod. You have 2 different a switch around, a mirrored brake lever with a connection rod at 18.5 foot, another connection rod at 5 foot 7.75. In the middle of the 20-30 inch last brake cylinder, brake cylinder to the last fulcrum on the right. Alright, your gondola GP and GPA brake rod levers. Number 324 and 125 are connected to the ends of the number 23 brake lever, and number 23 center brake levers connected to the center of with the connection rod. The center of 33 and that comes with a 118 brake rod and a 146 brake rod. With a 146 brake rod goes into a number 62 center braking. Center at the the brake cylinder and X the number 3 rod. Alright, your gondola GS, GSA, GSD brake rod and leverage Josh. You have your number 1 connection rods at the top, then hooked up to number 26, number 42 and 44 connection rods, give or take 4.5 inches. Connected to a lever 40, which is connected to the backside of the brake cylinder, which has the connection 86 to a 70 fulcrum lever, which is connected to the number 78 fulcrum, number 22, 29 brake rod and handbrake chain. Alright, your gondola G22, 22A, 22B brake rod and levers. You have number 12 on the very end of the brake cylinder, the number 26, the number 53 connection rod, 2 number 72 levers, number connection rod between the 72 and the center is the connection rod at 82. The center of 72 is hooked up to the brake lever 77 and 236 and number 218 and number 8. Alright, yeah, this is a gondola braking the rod levers 126 going to a number 2 fulcrum to a number 73 connection rod to another lever 100 fulcrum. I'm getting that mixed up with levers. Number 73 lever to the number 18 lever 131 in connection rod with the brake cylinder connection rod 18 to 231. Alright, your G25, G25A brake rod and lever gondola. 129 is your connection rod to the 124 lever, and then connection rod number 75 to lever number 83 with connection rods number 132, and then from the brake cylinder from Fulcrum brake cylinder Valcrum to from 83, or sorry, lever 83 to brake cylinder to connection rod 282. All right, number 68, and 119, 67, and 68, 6, which differs in 10 inches. So two number 7 levers with a connection rod 87. The one connection of the 71 is kicked in the back of the cylinder. And then 69 is your connection rod. Your gondola 62A brake rod levers number 413, 127 from lever from the connection rod 115, 415 and 414, which differs 3 inches to brake levers 71 and the connection rod 87. The connection rod of the back of the hand of the brake cylinder is at 71 to number 69 connection rod. Alright, gondola G27 brake rod and levers 1936, number 68, 119, number 404 and 403, which differ 5 foot 7 inches. Then into the number of levers 125, and then connection rod 87, 125 is in the back of the brake cylinder with 125 pulling, and then the connection rod 376. Alright, your gondola G27 brake rod and levers, you have connection rod at 3 foot and 5 inches, the two number 2 levers to 404, and another 15, which is number 404 connection rod with a 15-foot connection rod to A and B part number 1 in a connection rod, and then in the center at 3 foot 9 3/4 inch. The A part of the brake falcum is fixed to the brake cylinder to number 376 brake rod. Alright, G28 brake rod and lever to number 417 and 416 are your connection rods to the end of the train. If you're going through fulcrum or a lever that's 9 inches on 13, so hooked to the center of the number 93 connection rod. You're also, the next lever would be 23 inches by 33 inches connected to the reservoir at number 4017 connection rod. Alright, your G29, G29A, G29B brake rod and levers, and G29C and G. You have a 418 on the connection rod at the on your left and right. Number 3 lever with a number 444 connection rod is number 39 lever. The lever 39 lever goes to the reserve and reservoir, and then the brake cylinder to the number 419. Alright, G29 brake rods and levers with two DF23 trucks. You have a number 37 connection rod with a lever that's 5.5 inches by 6.5 inches connection rod going through the center at 14 foot 11.5 inches to another lever that's 14.5 inches by 12.5 inches with one connection rod that's 8 foot 5.25 inch. The other side of the 14.5 inch lever on the full right side of the brake cylinder to number 419 connection rod. Alright, your G30 brake rods, number 423, number 11 lever, number 424 and 422, which is the difference of 4.5 inches. Difference in size. 87 connection levers to connection rod for number 442. The number 87 is the back of the brake cylinder, while 87 connection rod 485 is connected to the brake cylinder. Alright, G31 brake rods and levers. For levers that you see, you got 19 and 10.25 by 6 to a lever that's 6 or 9 inches by 13 inches with a 4 foot 5.25 inch center brake rod. Then your lever goes from 23 inches to 33 inches to another connection rod 16 and 8.5 to the brake cylinder rod 19 and 10.25 inches. All right, your G32A and G32A, the G32A and G32 brake rod and levers for a gondola for lever C, 418 connection rod to a 9/16 lever with number 444 connection rod, and then into a 12 by 18 connection rod at both ends of number 418 and the other end 469, which feeds from the brake cylinder reserve. Alright, this is a more complicated gondola one. Basically, you have 426's one connection line at number 426. You have two levers at 427, 428, and 427 connection rod differ in height of 10 foot 1 inches, and then into number 71 levers with a connection rod in between those at 4 and 412s. Your number 71 and the back side and the other side is connected to the connection rod 465 and through another figure plate at 466. Alright, your brake adjuster and levers G33A. Connection rod in 472 goes into lever 71 and king slack adjuster number 71, number 427 and 127 connection rod with lever with 426 connection rod. At the back of the brake cylinder, you have the 71 connected with the number 71 and number 53 connection rod to another lever to number 34 to the handbrakes. Alright, your G35 gondola brake rod and levers. It shows a simple brake rod and then falling down into a smaller brake rod into a connection rod of the large brake rod, two connection rods at the end of the brake lever that's connected to the brake cylinder lever with a chain and a rod. Moving on to hopper cars. Alright, your H21A, H21B, H22A brake rod and lever got hopper car. Number 325 going into connection rod 25. Number 325 connection rod going into lever 25 and through a connection rod 25. 325 connection rod to 25 lever, 99 connection rod to 25 lever. 25 lever on the outside to connection rod 209 outside of 123 connection 402, centering the main brake cylinder. Brake rods and lever, 321 going into number 37 on lever, number 99 connection, 377 lever around with the corner of the connection rod 149 on the outside of number 124. Also, 122 the connection rod, the brake cylinder in between 122 and connection rod 313, and the center of the brake the center of the brake fulcrum at 222 is connected to a chain. Hopper brake rod and lever number 321 going into 120 and a connection rod, or it looks like two connection rods with a triangle degree at number two number 300s. Number 120 lever around with a connection rod 123 with a handbrake on the outside holding 123 and 120 connection rod, handbrake chain. Number 402 connection rod on the outside of 123 and inside brake cylinder. H25 brake cylinder rod. Number 5 rod going into 37 lever, 302 connection rods in between 37 levers with a number 315 brake rod and sheave at the chain, and number 13 number 93 brake rod and cylinder. The H25 H21E brake rod and lever, H21A geared handbrake. Number 32 325 number connection rod 27 lever, 99 connection rod 27 lever. 27 lever on the outside of number connection rod 464 to connection lever 122 the brake cylinder. H27 number 2 brake connection rod to 2 then falls out through the center of from the outside of from the one outside the outside of 40 connected to the 2 Two levers at 40 degrees for number 40 levers, and a 5'4.5" H connection rod sheave at the last connection lever at the brake cylinder. Alright, the hopper brake car levers number 34 goes into two different brake levers, both at 16 and 14th of an inch, with a connection rod 401 at 22 and a quarter 4 inches. The connection rod from the fulcrum or the lever goes on a connection rod 142 to another lever with a connection rod 372 at 5 and a middle connection handbrake in the middle of the fulcrum. Alright, hopper brakes, brake rod and levers after June 1st, 1936. A brake rod, lever, two connection rods, one 20-foot 5/16 inch, one 4-foot 6 5/8 inch on the first lever with a 10-inch 12 inches. That is mirrored with a connection rod at 20 foot and 3.5 inches, going both directions on the 10 foot and 20-inch side connection rods. On the far side of the 20-inch connection rod, you have a 5 1/3 inch brake rod going to another lever, which is 24 inches by 61 1/4 inches to the brake cylinder and from the middle handbrake chain. Alright, your Hopper 30 brake rod lever car builds after January 1st, 1936. You shows a number 2 and number 4 connection rod going into lever number 2 and a number 1 connection rod lever number 2. On the outside of the lever 2, inside lever number 2, you have two connection rods, number 2 and number 3. The number 3 goes around to lever number 1, which is side with the center handbrake chain and the center and the brake cylinder rod cylinder. Your Hopper 38 brake rod, number 4 and number 2 connection rod on the 10 by 20 inch far outside by the truck. Lever going to a connection rod to the center, which has a 10 and 20 inch, which goes into two connection rods, 2 and 3. Number 3 connection rod goes to a larger lever with just 26.5 by 61.5 inch brake cylinder and in inches. H31, H31 brake rods and levers with TD fast F4 8 trucks, usually V1, V11 25. This shows number 421 going into a brake lever that's 13 3/4 inch by 12 1/4 inch. A number 420 connection rod into another 12 1/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch fulcrum. Connection rods being 421 and 379 with a number 21 by 32 lever at the brake cylinder and chain handbrake chain in the center. Alright, your Hopper brake car lever. One larger 4.5 by 3/8 inch by 20 by 5/8 inch, going in two 10 by 20 brake levers and a 35 1/8 inch, 4 3/4 and 3/8 inch. On the outside of the 10 inch side and 20 inch side, 4 1/2 by 11.5 inches to a 20 by 70 inch lever at the brake cylinder. Alright, your H33 brake rod, Hopper 33 brake rod lever, number 4 and number 2. Number 2 to the truck, X is at number 4. Have a brake lever that is 9 inch by 20.5 inch, and number 1 connection rod going into a number 2 connection rod on the other side in the center lever with a number 3 on the outside going to a larger lever going to the brake cylinder to the handbrake. Moving on to stock cars. Alright, your stock car, K7A brake rod and lever, number 350, number 33 brake lever, number 50 connection rod. That also goes from the outside, moving in towards the brake cylinder, so it goes 12, 33, 48, and 50. 50 is longer by a couple inches. Then it goes to center 87 levers with a number 90 connection rod. The 87 lever on the to the left side to the truck goes to the main cylinder, and then the connection chain goes to the lever 60 with the connection rod 228 and number 4. Alright, your stock car K8 brake rigging, you have number 1, 16th of an inch, 33 inches lever, number 49 rod, connection rod 100, going into 128 levers at 89 connection rod, brake cylinder, brake lever, and number 231 connection rod to handbrake. Our cabin cars. Or your cabin car. Let's start out with a handbrake going to connection rod 233 to X connection rod through the center, which has two different as the connection goes to connection rod 201 and 233 on the outside. A center connection with Mrs. X at 35 and 77. Followed the connection rod 121 to connection rod 83. The 121 is also connected to connection rod 251 at the end of the brake cylinder reserve. The number 83 is connected from 121 lever to 121 lever. The connection rod from 121 to 7 is either a 155 connection rod or 108 connection rod, followed by a 2-foot 7-inch connection rod at number 10, lever at 20, brake lever at 35. Alright, your cabin brake rods. To handbrake number 470, to X lever 31 and 47 at the ends of 18 of the brake cylinder rod. Number 86, number 47 and 470 and 471 are connected to X lever. The 31 connection rod is hooked to the 18 lever, and the 86 is your connection rod with an 18-inch lever at the backside of the brake cylinder to also 32-inch brake connection rod. Alright, your cabin car's N60A and N60B brake rods. The handbrake number 5 rod to the number X, which is number 8 lever, which is connected to the number 4 connection rod to the handbrake, which also has an 18-inch chain from X to 7. Number 7 lever is the number 3 connection rod, which is in the front of the brake cylinder rod at 18 with an 18-inch chain to number 4 to the handbrake. From 7 lever 7 in the middle to the number 1 connection rod in the middle to the number 6 lever and the connection rod number 2. All right. Note 9 and 7 with collision posts. 136 is the lever number 2 to number 443 connection rod to 1A at the back of the brake cylinder to number 434 connection rod to the center. Number 1A and 1A number 1 levers. Number 1 lever also is connected to a 25-inch chain to the connection rod of the number 3, which is from the handbrake to 378 to the handbrake on 377. The number 1 also has a connection rod to 135, which goes to the brake lever, Alright, N5, brake rods and levers. Handbrake noted that it goes to X brake, which is connected with two 18 chains on the X brake, which goes to another fulcrum at 6 3/4 inch to handbrake. The outside of those are the regular setup of the handbrake is 343 connection rod to 23 lever, 21 connection rod to 39 number 39 lever to connection rod 83. The back of 39 is the brake cylinder, and then the front is 18-inch change from 39 to lever X, and lever X to the other one 12 by 21.5-inch lever to 6 lever to handbrake. Alright, your cabin car. Number 343 connection rod to number 23 lever, 21 connection rod to number 18 lever, number 39 lever. Number 39 lever goes to the back of the brake cylinder. The handbrake from the left goes to the number 331, which goes to lever number 88. 88 is connected with 39 and 88 at 18-inch change. The 88 to number 29 lever is an 18-inch change with connecting rod 211 to the handbrake. Alright, cabin car. The N5 brake rod and lever. 136A, 136 and 136A, 127A brake lever. 18A, number 18A connection rod. Number 42A lever. 87A connection rod. Back of the 42A main cylinder to 42A to number 92A, which is connected to the 231 handbrake. Connection rod. On the brake cylinder side of the 92A and 42A, there's a connection, small chain from the cylinder to those levers, and number 92A is connected with a chain to number 29, which is connected to connection rod number 21 to the handbrake. Alright, your cabin car brake rod levers. There's 24-inch connection rod to a number 9 or a 9.5 by 14.25 inch lever, which is flipped around, which is And then the brake rods are 11 inch, 1 inch by 10 and 9 inches. The number 87 lever. The 87 lever is 20 by 20, and it's connected by the connection rod at 90 at 3 foot 9 inch foot. The 87 on the back side of the brake cylinder, number 87 connection is made between the X lever, which is connected to the handbrake at 22 foot and 4 1/4. The X lever and 87 lever is connected to another lever, which is 12 and 20 inches, that an 11 foot 3/4 inch connection rod handbrake. Or your cabin car and NDA brake rod and levers. It start at the top. You have the handbrake number 5 record going to the number 8 lever, which has a chain on it to the main cylinder reserve, which the main cylinder reserve is also on the lever 7 bracket. The lever 7 and 8 bracket is bound with a chain to the number 8 outside bracket. Outside bracket is connection rod to another handbrake. And from the number 2 connection rod, you go to the number 6 plate and through the connection rod in 6 and 7 of the brake diagram. Alright, tanker cars. Alright, this is your tanker car TM10 brake rod lever. You have 134 connection rod to the outside, and 10 foot side, 7 inch, 8 side. The 5 3/4 inch side, you have a number 193 brake rod, and on another lever, which is 7 inch, 10 1/4 by 19 3/4, with a connected rod 133 and 2 foot 15 brake cylinder. All right, and finally the box car. I guess I'm trying to open that up. Yeah, there's a lot of box cars, so your box car, you have a 416 into the special lever with a king slack adjuster. The Falcon goes into connection rod, chain connection rod to the brake cylinder number 476 and 416. Alright, your boxcar brake rod number 441 with 2 levers, with a connection rod in between them at number 444, and ending at 478 with a slack chain to get to the brake cylinder, and connection rod 304 to handbrake. Brake rod and lever boxcar. Number 5 on both sides for the first lever, and then into a number 4 connection rod that goes to number 1. This is repeated on both from left to right bilateral symmetry. Number 3 connection rod, which is smaller than number 2. And the number 2 from number 3 and second connection rod, you go to the number 2 levers. The number 2 has the back side of the slack adjuster of the brake cylinder, which has a connection rod between the number 2 middle cylinder levers, and the brake cylinder lever goes from a chain from the number 2 to the number 3 and the number 6 connection rod. Alright, Alright, your boxcar X41C, X41 brake rod levers. You have a brake rod, a large connection rod at 12 and 4 1/4 by a smaller Falcrum that is 9 3/8 inch, 5 and 5/8 inch. Connection rod through the center of 11 and 1/4 inch, 18 3/4 inch brake cylinder. Basically, the brake cylinder goes from the connection rod at the end of the largest brake lever Falcrum. Brake lever to 2 connection rods. Same diagram, different different sizes. 41's the B is the same. 41A. All right. Your brake rod for the boxcar X41A. You have a brake rod connection to the first lever, which is actually smaller. The first lever is on the Type 5 regulator with a middle common rod of 13 and 2 3/4 inch. Then it goes to another lever, which is 11 and 1/4 inch by 18 and 3/4 inch, which is larger than the other lever. Connection rod at 12 foot 4 1/4, and the center and the end of the 11 inch and 1/4 inch is connected to the brake cylinder and the 16 and a half foot connection rod. Alright, your brake rod, basically same design as all the other box cars. different. It's the same connection. Same connection. I mean, these don't differ very big. You can see this. You can see the boxcar in it. Like, that one has a larger connection rod. All right, the boxcar brake rod levers. Number 413 connection rod. One's in the center that goes through the center on the right side, and then one goes on the left side of the number 39 lever. You got a 25 connection rods in between number 39 and number 3, 413. The 25 connection rod lever, you go to levers 41. The connection rod between 41 is through the center of 80. 41 is 89, and then you have number 87, which is used lever number 87 with a vertical shaft and handbrake to the brake cylinder, and the number 41 fulcrum is connected to the, or lever is connected to the connection rod number 57. All right, the box. I believe we're on the. Let's see. We're on the boxcar, right? The boxcar. All right, the number 1 brake cylinder connected to the number 33 lever, the 101 connection rod to the number 41 lever. Connection rod between 41 center levers is 89. Number 41 holds onto the back of the brake cylinder, while 41 is actually connection to the brake cylinder and connection rod 425. The X29 Express, number 1 connection rod to the number 33, connection rod 101, connection rod 41, lever for 89, connection rod 41, back of the brake cylinder. 41 and 36 hold together by a chain through 36 going through the center side is the number 98 connection rod. Alright, boxcars X28A, X29 brake rods and lever with power handbrake. You got your number 61 connection rod, 33 brake levers, 101 connection rod, 41 fulcrum, 89 connection rod, brake cylinder, 41, and 41 out of the 57 connection rod. All right, your boxcar X28, X29 brake cylinder levers, number 1 connection rod, number 33 lever, and 100 connection rod, number connected to 72. Lever, the number 72 lever is connected to the back of the brake cylinder with a connection rod 89 between lever 79 and 72 and 72. 72 is connected to the brake lever at 78 is connection rod 231. Or your boxcar brakes, number 137 into lever number 134, 74, 133, and connection with 137, 477 at the brake cylinder. Same thing, X26, A27, X27A, 128 to 118, brake leverage and number 74 connection rod, lever 67 with connection rods 128 and number 280. Alright, your XT brake levers, number 137 on the outside, left, 134 and 133 connection rod, 174 pull chain from no connection rod number 477. Alright, I thought this was going to be more than that. Like I said, alright, 128. X26, A26A, brake rod, 128, lever 18 is no connection rod 74, it's going to like lever 67, connection rod 128, number 280, brake cylinder. Alright, your boxcar X23, X24, X25, X25A, brake rods, and X25B, X25C, and X25D. Number 350 and to a number 33 lever, the number 50 to with on the one side, one other side, number 48 lever. On connection rod, lever 87 to 87, connection rod in between them, 90 to 87 backside of the brake cylinder. Also, 87 has a connection chain to the center of 60 lever, which has 2 connection rods, 228 and number 4. Alright, your boxcar XL brake rods, number 1, number 38, number 36 over number 40, number 40 lever, number 40 to 86 connection rod, backside of the brake cylinder, number 40 connection rod, 40 lever to number 54 lever with a 6 to X rod, 6-inch rod with the 120 number 26 227 to the handbrake. Alright, I want to see what the next. Alright, it seems we've looked through all of them. And that completes, we did all the ones that were bookmarked, and they just repeated over again from the top of the bookmark. Somebody double printed that into the, thanks. This has been diagrams of, Altoona Car Shop diagram, brake arrangement, rods and levers. Those are showed on badge plates of your car, so here we go.